If you write this is also okay, and this is also fine, you are declaring inside the what? Constructor. Means parenthesis is nothing but constructor. So inside this constructor, you are writing what? Port list with a declaration. You don't understand this. Now what goes inside this? Okay, let me comment this line. Okay, let us keep this the first line here. Now I'm going to write the module for the gate level module for the AND gate. What I need to do? Now I need to write here module definition goes here. Module definition goes here. Goes here. I want to write it using gate level. Gate level, correct? What is the gate level? AND gate is. So we are using, correct, predefined primitives. So for AND gate, what is a predefined primitive is AND. Correct. You can say this AND is a predefined primitive and followed by what? Primitive name. It is optional. If you give the primitive name also, no problem. If you not give also, no problem. So I am going to give the primitive name as a gate 1. Gate 1 followed by what? Parenthesis. First we need to list in this primitive gate is what? Outputs. Output, then followed by what? Input. Did you understand? Output followed by input. Then what I need to do? End module, correct? So very simple to write the AND gate, correct? This is nothing but end module. End module. So what this is nothing but here you can look at this PPT. First we start with what? Module name, module port list, port declaration, the ports are present, and then so in this my program I am not using any ports. Parameters. I am using ports, but in my program I am not using the parameter. So for me now it is a parameter is optional. You always need not to use the parameter. When you're writing any constant number, then you can define that constant number as a parameter. You understand? Now in module definition, what is my module definition here? What level of abstraction I'm using is gate level. So using the predefined primitive gates. Correct? So this is what? Module name, port list, port declaration, parameters. Then we need to declare. After this, we need to declare what are the reg type, what are the y data type. So usually you will do that in the test benches. Here, test bench inputs are declaring as a reg data type. Inputs are declaring as a what? Y data type. Correct? This is nothing but declaration of the voids, reg and the other variables. Then this is for what? In module definition goes, if you are working with data flow, you can go with the assigned state. And this is for if you are instantiating any module. So in Verilog, it is working as a hierarchical modules. Hierarchical module has three types. One is top to bottom or bottom to the top. Sometimes you can use mixed also. Mixed top to bottom or bottom to the top. This is how hierarchically you can do. Let us take an example for 4-bit parallel ladder. 4-bit parallel ladder. How you can design the 4-bit parallel ladder? Using full ladder. How you can design the full ladder? Using half ladder. So this is nothing but hierarchically we are going. So starting from the leaf cell to the 4-bit parallel ladder. You are using the gates to design the what? Half order. Use the half order to design what? Full ladder. Use the full ladder to design the parallel ladder. So this hierarchically we are doing. So Verilog will support for the hierarchical modeling. What hierarchical modeling is nothing but you can do bottom to the top. You take a leaf cell, design the top module. Or you can do reverse. Take the top module, get the leaf cell. So this we call it as a top to bottom or bottom to the top. Occasionally we'll do modeling techniques. You to understand. We'll see that later part. Nothing to worry. That is what. So we are instantiating the what? Lower models. If you want to do hierarchical modeling of style programming, I have to do some what? Instantiating of the lower models. Then this is what? If you are doing with what? Behavioral model. If you do data flow, if you do gate level, if you do behavioral model, this module name and end model is compulsory for all the level of abstraction, right? And this port and port list are what? It's optional there. The ports are there, you can declare the port list. If port list are there, you declare them as a port list declaration. Correct. So from in this module, you tell me what are the things are optional and what are the things are compulsory in this module definition. Module name, end module is compulsory. Correct. Then if ports list is there, port declaration will be there. If port list are there, not there, no need of port declaration. Then parameter is optional. Correct. Even this data flow is also optional. This behavioral also optional. This is a lower model instantiation also optional. And then if you are declaring region while if you are not using the port list, this is also optional. What is a mandatory thing in the module definition is nothing but module name and end module is the compulsory. So these things are what? Optional. So using task and functions also optional. Task, what is the use of function is for reusability. Size. We'll see this task and functions later. We can get data of what? Module, correct? I want to check this whether it is working as a and or not. The functionality of this design. Now for this, what we are going to do? We are going to make a test bench. So test bench also start with what? Module and TV. Is it the port list is required in the bench? Port list? No, because already we did the port list in the design. Okay. When you are instantiating this design file in your module, then you are doing by port by connection, port by order list, and port by default. Understand? So that the port list is not mandatory in the test bench. The module name, and then the test bench, we need to declare the input and output. So how you can declare the input in the test bench is write data type, register data type, and then outputs is declared as what? Y data type. What is the difference between reg data type and Y data type? Reg is a discrete driven data type. It holds the values. Y is a continuous driven data type. Correct? I can declare input as a Y. Then what I need to do after this? We need to instantiate the design file. Instance the design file. Instance or instantiating the design file. Design file. How to instantiating the design file? Start with what? Module name. What is my module name? Design file is undicate. Then you put DUT or UUT or any name. So you are putting your design file under test. Correct? To test that whether it is working as a undicate or not. So that you are under the test. That you can write design, you are putting under the UUT means unit under test. Or you can give any name, your name also. You are putting your model to the test. Correct. So I am going to write this is what? DUT followed by what? Parenthesis. Now we need to do the port connections. Port connections. So when you're according to the port declaration in the file, in the design file. Did you understand? So this we call it as what? What we call this is port connection. Port connection by name. Connection by name means what? You are exclusive connecting A to A itself by the name. B is connecting to the B. Y is connecting into the Y. All you can do is nothing but by using dot. Dot A of A. Okay. Then dot B of B. Then dot Y of Y. This is another way to do the port connect. We'll see what are the limitation of order by list. Okay. So what one limitation of the order by list is nothing but imagine there are 100 port lists are there. 100 port lists are there. You can able to do the order by list. Right? If more large port lists are there, it is manually doing the port connection becomes tedious job. So that always industry prefers with the port connection by name. It avoids a lot of confusion. You are connecting exclusive, connecting these ports are connecting to these ports only. Correct. And one more way you can do port connection is what? Port by default. Port by default. How to do port by default is nothing but you can use dot star. This star indicates what? It is a design file instantiation in my test bench. Okay. Now what is the next step? What I want to do? Now I need to generate the inputs. The generated inputs is applying to the design file and you collect the output. Correct. For this, what I need to do? To generate the input, I should start with the initial beginning. Correct. Then what I need to do? So I am declaring this as A and B are the range. Scalar or vector? Scalar. Y is data type. Y is nothing but scalar or vector? Yes. Scalar. Now I need to generate A and B randomly. I want to generate. So randomly I want to generate what the system task function I can use. $A, so dollar symbol, correct? Now I can go A is equal to dollar symbol random, correct? Then what? B is equal to dollar symbol random. Then I want to print this out. So dollar display, correct? So let me print out some simulation time, sim time, hash file. Now I'm going to print this dollar symbol display of what I want to display. Let us print the simulation time also at that time. time. So let me give comma and then tab space. So A is equal to percentage 0 B, right? And then tab space. B is equal to percentage 0 B, and then tab space. Y is equal to percentage 0 B. Then what I need to pass the argument. B comma Y. End this. Now I should what I need to do? End the initial begin. So it is an initial begin will having how many statements? Totally 4 statements are there. So that I group with the begin and end. Then what I need to do? In the module. So instead of dollar symbol display, I can use dollar symbol monitor also. Whenever A and B value changes, it is continuously monitors. Correct? It will be continuously monitors. Times a single display, right? So it is printing value. Then it is doing AND operation, it is printing the output. So let us run this and check the syntax error. So there is a line number 15. So I am not end with the what? Semicolon. My test bench module name. Again come. See now, this will print at what simulation time? Display. At the 0.5. At 0.5, A is 0, B is 0. Already assigned time t is equal to 0 simulation time. What is my AND operation is? Y is equal to 0. Did you understand this? Now I want to repeat this for fixed number. 5 times I want to repeat, or 10 times I want to repeat. What is the syntax for the repeat loop is? Repeat. Then here you are writing the conditions. Then if this repeater statement will be having a multiple statement, I should put it what? Begin. And then end. Return. Five times. So this will repeat it 5 times. So first time the simulation time is equal to 5. Since I am putting this inside the repeat, times it will be repeated at T5, A0, B1 is taking, Y is equal to C. And the second simulation time will start at 5 or 10. 10. So I am using dollar symbol random means it is randomly assigning the A and B value. Now here A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1, Y is equal to 1. Correct? Now at the time 15, A1, B1, Y is equal to 1. At the time 20, A1, B is equal to 0, Y is equal to 0. At time 25, A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1. How many times it is repeated? 5 times it is repeated. So that I am generating the random value that I am applying to my AND gate and I am collecting the output. This is a use of stimulus. The stimulus file is giving sharp to your design file and checking that whether it is functionally taken. This is a very simple program I am writing AND gate. Correct? Now here I am using the connection, port connection by what? Order list. Now let us check with what? Port connection by what? Name. So this is a port connection by name. I am getting the output. Correct. Next, I can do port connection by what? Default. So this is the output I am getting for port connection by name. Now if I want to change the time repetition, if I want to change the random value, what I have to do? I should include the seed. Write a seed. Right. So anytime if I am running this, I will be getting same out. I want to change the random values. Then what I need to do? I need to pass the argument to the random. So that should be included as a seed. You understand this one? So with this we understand that what is a module? Correct. What is a module? What are the mandatory in the module? What are the optional in the module? Now we are writing this is using what module is gate level. Similarly, if I am asking do this using data flow. How to write this using data flow? Using assign keyword, right? Data flow, data level modeling. What I need to do? Assign y is equal to. So we are writing in terms of the logical expressions. So the operator is nothing but logical and operator, and A and B. If I run this, I'll be getting the same output. Here I'm using port by default, or you can use port by name. We'll see limitation of order relation later, next upcoming sessions. Okay. I'm getting the same. So let me give my name. Is this is working? You can give the any name to the model instantiation. Okay, usually we'll write this is nothing but what? DUT means you are putting your design under test. Under test you are putting, they used to write DUT. Module instantiation name may be anything.
हेलो हाँ बोलो नहीं मैंने नहीं भरा है मैं क्यों भरूंगा
Now this is using what?
पृथ्वी का कॉल
Now let me write this using behavioral model. Can you tell me the behavioral model?
बताया क्या तो आपने बोला हाँ बता दिया
Behavioral model is not with what? Always block, right? Always at the rate. This is the event you are writing at the rate of what? Here also you can write sensitive list as A comma B or A or B or star also. Okay, I can write A comma B. Whenever A changes and B changes, now I should write the statement to my always block. What is statement to my always block? The statement I can write using the conditional statements like if statement. We can write if A is equal to 0 and unrun operation E is equal to 0, if I output Y is equal to 0. Or you can directly use what? Logical expression also. I can write Y is equal to 1. A and B. A and B. A and B. This my program will work. In this case,
अंतर नहीं है बस ये कि अपने पास कुछ बचेगा
is my program will work.
5000 बचेंगे अपने पास कुछ नहीं बचेगा बस बात
Now we should whenever you are using the behavioral block, behavioral this we call it procedural block. Always and inside is the procedural block. Inside this procedural block, always this output Y should be a range data type. You should declare this as output as what? Range data type. Now here you can see input A comma B. By default, this is declaring as A and B are the while data type. It is optional. If you write while also, no problem. If you not write while also, no problem. And by default, this will be declaring as what? While data type. If you are using data flow model, A and B is declaring as a while data type, and output Y is also declaring as a while data type. So when you are working with the behavioral model, output will be declared as what? Range data type. So Y means it has to do this operation, E and operation that should be stored to string unit one register. So inside your always block, whatever the LHS side variables you are using, that should be what data type. Range data type. So we'll see why what happens. Those questions will address when you talk about the behavioral. Correct? The behavioral model, these outputs are declaring as a range data type. Output is declaring as a range data type. So if I am going to run this program without this range data type, it is saying that Y is not a valid one value in the TB output. So Y is declaring as a what here? Now in this case, it is declaring as a Y data type. This program I am talking about, you can see Y is declared as a here as what? Y data. It is continuously run now. It has to store. If you are using always block, how this always block will works like there is a continuous loop. Initial block will execute only one time during your simulation, where your always block is like a continuously it is executed. Okay. So whenever whatever the variables I am using the always block, that should be declaring as a what? Range data type. Range data type. Now I will be getting the output to this code. You can see.
हूँ। तो मेरे
You
पास
understand this is nothing but
मेरे को गुस्सा
behavioral
करना,
model.
मेरे से गुस्सा करने से क्या हो
Behavioral
जाएगा बताओ
model.
इसलिए मैं कोई
Let us go copy this program. This is a behavioral
अरे तो
model.
15 बाद में बात नहीं हुई ना, बाद
Did you
में अगर बात
understand?
होती पूछता
Now
वापस
we
तो
use in this
बोलते
our program we
कुछ है ही
use
नहीं
this
इसमें बाद में,
declaration
और उसके बाद
of
में तो
y and
इनके
rise
इसके
and
नाटक से
model we
अब जाके थोड़ी पता है कि यहाँ से 12 मिल रहे हैं, मैं क्यों
will see.
बोलूँगा जाके यहाँ से 12 मिल रहे हैं।
Okay. So this is about the module definition. If you look at this module
और
definition,
आइडिया
the
तो उसी ने
module
दिया था ये
definition
सब
always
करने के लिए,
begin with the
तो
keyword
आइडिया उसी
module.
ने दिया था
The
याद
module
कर
name,
लो,
port list, and
बताना
port
मत।
declaration are options. Optional
इस
parameter,
बात के लिए आप नहीं बोलोगे कि हाँ
module
ये
name,
आइडिया
port list,
किसने
and
दिया
port
था।
declaration.
हेलो
And what are the optional is nothing but
हेलो
optional
बोलो ना,
parameters
ये आइडिया
must
तो
come
किसने दिया
first
था,
in
उसने दिया
the
था ना
module
कोचिंग
definition.
में कर लो, यहाँ बताना मत।
If you are modeling to any hardware, port list will be there and port declaration will be there. Correct. The port list and port declaration are present only if the module has any ports, correct, to interact with the external environment. Now your port lists are interacting with
करें
your
वो
test
तो ठीक है,
benches.
तो लेकिन अपने पास तो है ना
So
12
that
मिल रहे हैं, वो तो है
the
ना।
port list and port declaration are present only if the module has one port to interact with the
अब
external
वो आइडिया
environment.
मैं तो इससे पहले भी
The
आपने
five
ये बात बोली
components
थी
within the
क्या कोई
modules are
बात
what?
करे क्या कोचिंग
Variable
वाले,
declaration,
आपने बस इतना ही बात करी और जितना
data
मैंने
flow
बात करी कि क्या
statements,
कर बात करूँ मेरे
instantiation of lower modules, then behavioral blocks, or you can use what?
क्योंकि बोलेंगे आप
Task or
12
the
घंटा दे दिया
functions.
बना के, तो अब दे दिया बना
So
के
this
मैं
component
बोलूँगा
can
सर
be
आप
any
अगर
order.
ऐसा कुछ शो कर दो जस्ट मैं
You can
आपको
write this in
हवाला
the
देना स्टाइल
any
मिल
order.
रहा है।
Always need not be go with the one by one. You can write it in the any order. So this component can be in any order. They can place in the module definition only. The end module statement must always comes at what?
वो जो होगा फेस करना पड़ेगा
Last in the module definition.
अब ऐसा इसके लिए थोड़ी मैं यार
To start with the module name, end module will come at what?
मेरे को गुस्सा कर रहे हो,
The end of the your
मैं
module
आपके सामने ही
definition.
चल रहा हूँ, आपके साथ ही चल रहा हूँ, मैंने कुछ गलत
So
नहीं
all the
किया।
component except the module name and end
अरे
module
तो उस
are the
टाइम फॉर्म
optional.
में था, मैंने बोल दिया उस
Did
टाइम
you agree with this?
मुझे नहीं क्योंकि सर
All the component inside your module definition except what? Module name, end module are optional and can be mixed and matched as per the design which means.
उस टाइम मैं तो बोलता कि सर
So Verilog allows multiple modules to be defined in a what? Single file. You can define the multiple modules to be in a single file. That flexibility we have with the Verilog because it is the approach is nothing but concurrent execution in a Verilog. A parallel execution. So that you can define the multiple modules in a single file. And the modules can be defined in any order in the way you are writing the modules, multiple modules. Any order you can because it is executing as concurrent execution. You can understand this. So there is a simple example. Already I did with using the anti-gate. So this we are done using for what? What is this is nothing but latch. What based latch it is? NAND based latch.
बस बात खत्म,
NOR based
मैंने अपना ना
latch
सुपरवाइजर को
and
बताया,
NAND based
बस अनिल को मैंने ऐसे बोल दिया था
latch.
कि
This
सर
latch are
सभी
used to
नहीं
store the
बताता
single
हूँ ये
bit
सब।
data.
बोले कि कोई
Okay.
नहीं ज्वाइन
So for this we
ऐसा
are
बोला
writing
मुझे
with
उसको।
the respect to the
बाद में
module
ये
definition. So we are writing the program. So
किसको?
module, what is module name we are using it? SR latch. What are the outputs? So this is nothing but Q,
अरे
Q bar,
मैंने इसलिए बोला
S
कि मुझे
bar
ये
and
तो
R
मेरे को
bar are
निकालने
the
देगा नहीं, बाद में
inputs.
नाटक ना कर
Then we
दे
are doing
यहाँ
what?
बोले कि तुम है ना
Port
ऐसे
declaration.
जा रहे हो, ऐसे जा
What
रहे
are the
हो,
ports are
ऐसे
input and
जा
output
रहे हो।
ports here? Q1, Q bar are the output ports. S bar and R bar are the input ports. Now what module we are writing? What level of abstraction is this? Gate level. We are instantiating the what? NAND gate. NAND gate. What is N1 here?
तब तो ये हाँ
What is N1?
तब तो कह रहा था कि कंपनी नहीं है।
With your gate name. Correct. You are instantiating the NAND gate. His name is N1. I can use whether I can use NAND N1 here also. Already I am using NAND N1. I can use whether NAND N1 here. No, this name should be different from this name. Or else the compiler will understand that both are same state. Or you understand? This name should be different from this. Now, if I write the NAND gate output, the gate level, what are the outputs are? Q. What are the input to this is nothing but. One is S bar, another one is what? Q bar.
अभी का देखना तो ये
So this NAND gate output is what? Q bar. Input are what? Q and then S bar. Then we are
हाँ
what we
तो
are doing
अब मैंने गलती
in
से
the
निकल गया तो
module.
उसके बाद तो नहीं
So
बोला
this
उसके
is
बाद तो
designed
ऋत्विक
for
को भी
for
सच
what
उसको बता दिया
for
उसके बाद
what
तो मैंने भी सच बता
knowledge.
दिया ऋत्विक को आपने जो बोला
You
उसके
can
बाद से
understand using what level? Gate level.
हाँ हम आपने बताया
Now
उसके
this
बाद
is a
तुरंत
design
मेरे पास कॉल आया
test
तो
bench.
मैंने बोला हाँ भाई इतना ही
Test
मिल
bench
रहा
is
है
used
उसके
to
बाद उसने
generate
मना
the
कर दिया
input and
नहीं
output
ऐप इतना ही
input.
मिल रहा है उसने
So in
कंपनी ने
test
बता
bench
दिया
what we
नहीं
are
बोलने
doing?
की जब मना
Module
करते करते
top outputs are declaring as a while data type, while cuber inputs are declared as what? Reg data type. Then what we are doing here?
क्या
We are
जवाब क्या जवाब
instantiating
दिया
the
मैंने उसको बताओ
design,
उसको
putting
जवाब क्या
design under test. SR latch.
ऋत्विक को
See that name I am using is M1 here. So this is what order connect port connection by order list,
नहीं नहीं तो ऐसा
order
थोड़ी
name
जवाब दिया
or
वो
by
मेरे से ये
default it
पूछ
is.
रहा था ऋत्विक यार तूने पहले तो
You can
25
look
बोल
at
रहा
this.
मैं बोला भाई पहले 25 बोल रहा था तो कंपनी ये
Port
दे
connection.
देगी
Now I
उसके
am
बाद
done
मैं
with the
हम लोग
port connection. You
नेगोशिएशन
can see
अब
here.
नेगोशिएशन
What
पे
is
गया
this
तो वो
connection is nothing but
लेने के इतना देने के बाद में तैयार ही नहीं हुई बाद में उसने बोला भाई
order list. This
इतना
connection
नहीं
is
है
what?
हम लोग को ज्वाइन
By
करना है और
name.
ज्वाइन करने के लिए
This
तो
is
ऑफर
nothing but
निकालना
what?
कर लिया फिर
By
उसने
default. Now you can see this one. Which port connection it is? Q is connecting into the
हाँ
queue.
तो वो सब तो मैंने
Correct.
बोला ही ना यार
Q bar
वो
is
सब तो मैंने
connecting into
बोला ही
what?
है पॉइंट
Q bar.
कोई बोला कि ठीक है
So
कोई
not
गलती
of
ना
set
चलो
means
बिल्कुल
set
बोले
bar is
वो तो
connecting into
आपने
what?
बताया तब
S
ऋत्विक
bar.
को पता लगा ना चलो
You can
ऋत्विक
use
को भी
different
बात
name
पता
also,
लग
no
गई तो मैंने
problem.
उस टाइम
Are you using same name or different name for the port
हाँ तो
connection?
पहले तो
No
पहले
worries.
क्या ही पहले वो
Usually
पहले का क्या
the
पहले
port list
पहले
of
का
the
पहले
design
का
file
क्या
will be
बोलो
represented in capital letter to differentiating. And port, when you're doing port connection, the test bench port connection names are declaring in the lower case to differentiate what are
हाँ
the
तो मैंने
ports
भी
are
अच्छा
my
हाँ ठीक है तो इतना तो मेरे से
design
उसके बाद
ports and
मैं
what are
बात कर
the
लूँगा
port name
उससे
I'm using for
क्या
the
ही
test
करेगा वो
benches. This is a common way, ideal way to write the port list when you're doing the port connection. Or if you're using capital Q also
और
no problem.
आपको क्या लग रहा है अभी ये फॉर्म भर रहा
Are
है
you
ये फॉर्म
understanding?
ऋत्विक
Now
आप
looking
ही
at
फॉर्म
this, you
भर
are
रही है
understanding that this
बारह
is the
वाले
port list for what? My test bench. This is a port list for what?
हाँ
My design file. I'm doing the connection. Connection get done in 3 ways. Port connection can be done in 3 ways. Order list, by name, by default. Now what which one we are
डाला नहीं
following?
क्या मैंने
By order list. Here is that Q is connected. Q bar is there. Q bar
हाँ
is
ये
connected.
12,000
S
स्टाइपेंड
bar
मैंने
is
उसमें ही
there.
भरा है मैंने
S bar
वो
is
नहीं भरा है मैं
connected.
तो
R bar
जो
is
फॉर्म
there.
में था ना उसमें
Reset
जो
bar is
फॉर्म में था
connected.
वो सब भर था लेकिन मैंने ये
It
स्टाइपेंड नहीं
understood.
भरा था
Now what we are doing is initial begin.
और उसके लिए
So
स्टाइपेंड मुझे
monitoring,
कॉल आया था कि
continuously monitoring and using what?
यार कितना है
Dollar
वो बोले
symbol,
कि मैंने
monitor.
बोला कि
Then
मुझसे
I'm
पूछा मैंने
monitoring
बोला
S
कि
value,
कितना है
reset
स्टाइपेंड
value,
बोला
Q
कि
value,
12,000 यार
reset
बोले
value.
ऊपर ही नीचे मैंने
Now
भाई
I'm
18
giving
ऊपर
the
नीचे क्या
set and
12,000
reset
नहीं बोले
value.
बोला ठीक है आगे
After
बोला करना बोला कि उसको
timestamp of 5, I'm giving
बात
what?
खत्म हो गई फोन काट दिया
Reset is equal to 1. Then after the next 5 timestamp, I'm giving reset is equal to
मैंने
0.
कॉल किया ना
Then
मैं
after
आपको
5 timestamp, I'm giving set is equal to 1. Now I'm ending what? Initial begin. Then we are ending the module. What module? Test bench
अरे
module.
तो हाँ यार मेरे को गुस्सा कर दो यार मेरे से
You can
गुस्सा
understand?
करने से क्या होगा
This is how I can model the what? What hardware we are designing here? I mean, modeling it. SR latch, NAND latch, we are doing using gate level. So whatever the terminologies we are
तो
using
गुस्सा
in
एक
this
ही बात
program
करना
now,
क्या
you can understand. Correct? What is meant by dollar symbol monitor? What is sync time? How this dollar symbol monitor will work?
हाँ हाँ वो कहना मैं
What is
कहना
initial
ठीक है
block?
लेकिन
What
इतना
level
क्या
of
ही देगा भाई मेरी
abstraction they are
गलती है
using
उस
to
टाइम
write this
मैंने बोल
program?
दिया फॉर्म में था उस टाइम वो
Are you understanding? So this is one example for module definition and port connection. Then now you can write the test bench.
हाँ तो मैंने बताया था मैंने आपको
Clear.
ये थोड़ी
Let me stop the session here. In the next session, we will go more detail about port and port connections. What are the limitations? Okay. By taking few examples, we'll start with the next session,
हाँ नहीं
this
ऋत्विक को
topic,
तो
and then we'll go with the data flow modeling.
अरे
Did you understand? So now I
ये तो
request all of you to fill the attendance. Now you can fill the attendance.
क्या ही कंफ्यूज कर रहे हो यार आप मैंने ऋत्विक और अनिल सर का
So online
अच्छा ठीक है
student,
चलो ठीक है मैंने बोल दिया
now
मैंने
you
बोल
can
दिया
fill the
होगा कि
attendance.
अनिल
Any
ने अनिल को
questions
पता
are there?
बताया था
Please kindly
लेकिन
go ahead now.
मेरे को तो इतना याद है कि 25 ही मैंने बोला था अनिल को भी 25 ही बोला हाँ तो मैंने बोल दिया वो गलती से हम्म 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 हम्म। मेरे को तो याद भी नहीं
Okay,
मेरा।
let me stop the session here. So we'll continue in the next session.
चलो तो फोन आएगा तो मैं ही देखूंगा और क्या। अब मैंने बोला होगा तो मेरे को तो याद थोड़ी है, अब मैंने सलाह 25 बताया, किसको 25 बताया, किसी को 15 बताया। और साला एक कोचिंग वाला भी कैसा है, मैंने वो 15 का भी स्टाइपेंड बना पता है, मुझे लगा 15 का तो 15-20 का तो स्टाइपेंड बना ही देंगे लोग, मुझे क्या पता कि 12,000 का स्टाइपेंड बनाएंगे। फेक के अंदर भी 15 का कर रहे हैं ये लोग क्या ही कर सकते। मुझे तो लगा कि कम से कम 25 बोलूंगा तो 20 का तो स्टाइपेंड बना के देंगे, मुझे तो इतना उम्मीद था इन लोगों से। और मुझे क्या पता कि 15 बोलेंगे तो 12 का स्टाइपेंड मिलेगा, वो भी फेक वाला। अरे तो पैसा ना दे तो फेक तो कम से कम दे बना ही सकता है ना। उंगली तो क्या है वो खुद। ये बात भी है, बात तो सही बोल। अच्छा चलो ठीक है, अभी तो कॉल नहीं है ना अनिल सर का, अनिल सर का कॉल आएगा तो हम्म, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, तो आने दो जाने दो ना, आने दो। कॉल तो मेरे पास ही आएगा, आपको तो वैसे भी कॉल करेगा नहीं। अब वो कॉल आएगा तो मैं हैंडल करूँगा, और क्या वही वो और क्या। आपको क्यों करेंगे। हाँ तो आपको क्यों बोलेगा, आपको आपको अब देखो यार, उसका अगर ये सीन रहा कि बच्चों को तंग करना है तब तो वो करेगा कॉल, ठीक है ना। अगर उसके कोई कॉलेज में ना कोई ऐसा नहीं लिखा हुआ कि मिनिमम इतना पैक इतना वो मिलना चाहिए, ठीक है। अगर इतना ही उसका रहता तो फिर तो ये तो करवा देता इंटर्नशिप, क्यों नहीं करवाया इंटर्नशिप फिर। आप ऐसा बोल रहे हो कि आप कि इतना ही है उसका कॉलेज का, तो इंटर्नशिप करवा देना चाहिए उनको अभी तक तो। फिर बाद में तंग क्यों कर रहे थे ये लोग कि हाँ भाई बाद में इंटर्नशिप तुम्हारी लगेगी नहीं, बाद में ये तुम्हारा ये होनी, तुम्हें इधर ही थीसिस करनी है, ये सब करना है। तो ये चीज़ तो अब देखो तंग करना है, दूसरे रास्ते से तंग करना होगा तो वो करेगा तंग फोन करके, मैं इतना जानता हूँ, ठीक है ना। और इनका कोई कॉलेज वालों को कोई इतना कोई आईआईटी नहीं हो रहा है कि रूल बना के बैठा है कि लोग की स्टाइपेंड में इतना मिलना चाहिए, तो करवाना चाहिए ना इनको, अगर जब मिलना चाहिए तो क्यों नहीं करवा रहे ये लोग स्टाइपेंड में इतना। अरे तो बोल रहे हैं ना कि लोगों को स्टाइपेंड इतना मिलना चाहिए, 20-25, हम इससे कम में नहीं दे करवाएंगे। तो नहीं करवाएंगे तो करवाना चाहिए ना स्टाइपेंड बच्चों का, क्यों नहीं इंटर्नशिप लगवा रहे जो बच गए। ऐसा तो है नहीं कि बच्चे कि सीजीपी कम हो, कि इतनी सीजीपी कम हो कि होगा ही नहीं किसी का इंटर्नशिप में, ऐसा तो है नहीं सीन क्रिएट। फालतू की बातें तो। अब ये अरे वो नमन नमन भी तो यही कर रहा है ना, वो थीसिस जो कर रहा है वो जेआरएफ पता नहीं क्या ही कर रहा है, वो जेआरएफ बिना विदाउट मनी का। हाँ तो परमिशन तो, हाँ तो उस पर भी साइन नहीं हुआ है ना, तो ये तो गलती डिपार्टमेंट वालों की है ना। गलती डिपार्टमेंट वालों की है ना, तो लेके हमने जब एप्लीकेशन दिया लेके रख लिए, तो बोल देते कि भाई तुम ये अपना खुद ही कराओ, ये खुद क्यों बोल रहे कि डिपार्टमेंट से जाएगा एप्लीकेशन। तो आज क्या फोन करूँ वापिस से डिपार्टमेंट वालों को, क्या फोन करता हूँ और क्या।